Hello everyone. Welcome back to our channel, US Immigration News. We hope you're doing great. Well, in today's video, we will be talking about 5 ways to lose permanent resident status. If you are interested in this, please pay attention and watch the video through to the end to get all the information. Please hit like and subscribe, and don't forget to push the notification bell for an upcoming video. So, without any further delay, let's jump into the video. 5 ways to lose permanent resident status. Permanent resident status, also known as a green card, provides immigrants with the privilege to live and work in the United States indefinitely. However, the term permanent can be misleading. While green card holders enjoy numerous benefits, certain actions or circumstances can lead to the loss of this status. Understanding these risks is crucial to maintaining your residency in the U.S. This video outlines 5 key ways that lawful permanent residents can lose their status and what steps can be taken to mitigate these risks. 1. Living outside the United States for extended periods. One of the most common ways green card holders lose their permanent resident status is by spending too much time outside the United States. U.S. immigration law requires permanent residents to maintain continuous residence within the country. Generally, an absence of more than 12 months without prior authorization is presumed to be an abandonment of permanent residence. Risks of extended absences. Even absences shorter than 12 months can raise concerns. If a Customs and Border Protection (CBP) officer suspects that a green card holder intends to reside outside the U.S. permanently, they can initiate removal proceedings. Additionally, failing to file U.S. income taxes while living abroad may be interpreted as abandoning residency. Many green card holders unintentionally abandon their status when they return to their home country to care for a sick family member, pursue education, or attend to personal matters. Without proper preparation, these absences can result in the loss of their green card. Prevention strategies. To avoid losing your green card due to extended absences, consider the following measures. Re-entry permits. Obtain a re-entry permit before leaving the U.S. for an extended period. A re-entry permit allows a green card holder to remain outside the U.S. for up to 24 months without risking their status. Commuter green cards. Some individuals living near the U.S. border in Canada or Mexico can apply for commuter green cards. This special status allows them to work in the U.S. while residing in their home country. Government personnel exceptions. U.S. government employees, including military personnel stationed abroad, along with their spouses and children, may remain outside the U.S. for the duration of their assignment plus 4 months without losing their green card status. If a green card holder loses their status due to extended absences, they may need to apply for a new immigrant visa to return to the U.S. In some cases, they can apply for a returning resident visa, SB1, by demonstrating that their absence was beyond their control and that they maintain strong ties to the U.S. 2. Voluntary surrender of green card. Green card holders can voluntarily relinquish their permanent resident status by filing Form 047, Record of Abandonment of Lawful Permanent Resident Status. Each year, thousands of individuals choose to give up their green cards for various reasons. Common reasons for voluntary surrender. One of the primary reasons individuals voluntarily surrender their green card is to avoid U.S. tax obligations. Permanent residents are required to pay U.S. taxes on their worldwide income, which can be a significant financial burden. Others may choose to give up their status if they no longer wish to live in the U.S. permanently. Beware of coercion. In some cases, CBP officers may pressure individuals returning to the U.S. after a prolonged absence to sign Form I-407. By signing this form, the individual effectively gives up their right to defend themselves in removal proceedings. If you are asked to sign this form but intend to keep your permanent resident status, it is critical to seek legal advice from an immigration attorney. 3. Fraud and willful misrepresentation. Engaging in fraud or providing false information during any stage of the immigration process can result in the loss of permanent resident status. Fraud can occur in various forms, including marriage fraud, visa fraud, or providing false documentation. Marriage fraud. Marriage fraud is one of the most common types of immigration fraud. This occurs when individuals enter into sham marriages with U.S. citizens solely to obtain a green card. USCIS closely scrutinizes marriage-based green card applications to detect fraudulent marriages. Types of marriage fraud include Financial arrangements. Paying a U.S. citizen to marry a foreign national. Answer: hell. Favors. Marrying as a favor to help someone obtain a green card. Deception. A foreign national deceives a U.S. citizen into believing the marriage is genuine. Visa fraud. Visa fraud involves providing false information or documents to obtain an immigration benefit. USCIS can revoke permanent resident status if they discover any misrepresentation that was used to secure a green card. To avoid issues related to fraud and misrepresentation, it is essential to provide truthful and accurate information throughout the immigration process. If USCIS suspects fraud, they may initiate removal proceedings, even if the fraudulent activity occurred years earlier. 4. Criminal convictions. Certain criminal convictions can lead to the loss of permanent resident status. Not all crimes result in deportation, but serious offenses, especially those involving moral turpitude or aggravated felonies, can trigger removal proceedings. Crimes involving moral turpitude. A crime involving moral turpitude generally refers to conduct that is considered inherently immoral or unethical, such as theft, fraud, or violence. A green card holder may be subject to removal if convicted of a crime involving moral turpitude within 5 years of admission to the U.S., and the crime is punishable by a sentence of at least 1 year. Aggravated felonies. Aggravated felonies are a category of serious crimes that can result in deportation, regardless of when the conviction occurred. These include crimes such as murder, rape, drug trafficking, and certain firearms offenses. Legal assistance. If you have been arrested or convicted of a crime, it is crucial to consult with an immigration attorney. Criminal lawyers may not fully understand the immigration consequences of a guilty plea or conviction. An experienced immigration attorney can provide guidance on how to protect your permanent resident status. 5. Failing to remove conditions on residence. Conditional permanent residents, such as those who obtained a green card through marriage or as investors, must file a petition to remove the conditions on their residence. Failure to do so can result in the loss of permanent resident status. Marriage-based green cards. Spouses who receive a conditional green card must file Form I-751, petition to remove conditions on residence, during the 90-day window before their 2-year green card expires. If they fail to file on time, they may lose their permanent resident status and face removal proceedings. Investor green cards. Foreign investors who obtain a conditional green card must file Form I-829, petition by entrepreneur to remove conditions, before their green card expires. If the petition is not filed or approved, the investor may lose their permanent resident status. Late filing. USCIS may allow late filing of these petitions if the individual can demonstrate a good reason for the delay. However, it is always best to file on time to avoid complications. Securing permanent resident status through naturalization. One of the most effective ways to secure permanent resident status is to apply for U.S. citizenship. Naturalization protects individuals from most grounds of deportability. U.S. citizens cannot be deported for criminal convictions or other violations that would otherwise make a green card holder removable. Most permanent residents are eligible to apply for naturalization after 5 years of continuous residence in the U.S., 3 years for spouses of U.S. citizens. By filing Form N-400, application for naturalization green card holders can secure their status and enjoy the full benefits of U.S. citizenship. Losing a green card versus losing permanent resident status. It is important to distinguish between losing a green card and losing permanent resident status. Losing a physical green card due to theft or misplacement does not mean you have lost your status. You can apply for a replacement card by filing Form 90, application to replace permanent resident card. However, if you lose your status, you will need to go through the immigration process again to regain permanent residency. Conclusion. Permanent resident status provides significant benefits, but it also comes with responsibilities. Green card holders must be aware of the actions that can jeopardize their status, including extended absences from the U.S., voluntary surrender, fraud, criminal convictions, and failure to remove conditions on residence. By understanding these risks and taking preventive measures, permanent residents can protect their status and continue to enjoy the privileges of living and working in the United States. For those seeking greater security, naturalization is the best way to safeguard their residency and avoid potential removal. That is all for today in this video. What are your thoughts on this? Please let us know in the comment section below. Thanks for watching the entire video. Hopefully the information is useful to you. See you later in the next video. Till then, take care.
Hello everyone, welcome back to our channel US Immigration News. We hope you are doing great. Well, in today's video, we will be talking about 5 ways to lose permanent resident status. Permanent resident status green card allows immigrants to live and work in the US indefinitely, but it is not guaranteed for life. Various actions can lead to the loss of this status, and understanding these risks is essential to maintaining lawful residency. Here are 5 common ways green card holders can lose their status and strategies to avoid it. Number 1. Extended absences from the US. Spending too much time outside the US can result in a losing permanent resident status. Absences longer than 12 months without a prior authorization are presumed as an abandonment of residency. Even shorter absence can raise concern if US Customs and Border Protection suspects individuals intends to live permanently abroad. To prevent this, green card holders should apply for a re-entry permit, valid for up to 24 months, or consider commuter green cards if living near the US border. Those who lost their status may need to apply for a returning residency visa SB1 if their absence was beyond their control. Number 2. Voluntary surrender of a green card. Green card holders can give up their status by filing Form I-407. Some individuals voluntarily surrender their green cards to avoid US tax obligations on worldwide income. Others may be pursued by CBP officers to sign this form upon returning from a prolonged absence. To protect their status, individuals should seek legal advice before signing and documents. Number 3. Fraud and misrepresentation. Engaging in a fraud or providing false information during the immigration process can lead to deportation. Common examples include marriage fraud and visa fraud. USCIS closely scrutinizes marriage-based green card application to detect sham marriages. Providing false documentation or information during the visa process is also grounds for removal. To avoid issues, applicants must always provide truthful and accurate information. Number 4. Criminal convention. Certain crime can result in the loss of permanent resident status, especially those involving moral turpitude, theft, fraud, and violence, or aggravated felonies, e.g. murder, drug trafficking. Green card holders should consult an immigration attorney if arrested to understand the potential consequences. Number 5. Failing to remove condition on residence. Conditional green card holders, such as spouses of US citizens or investors, must file petition to remove condition on their residence before their green card expires. Failing to do so can result in a losing permanent resident status. Late filing are possible but require a valid reason. To secure their status, permanent residents should consider naturalization. Becoming a US citizen protects against deportation and provide full legal rights.